It's a new thing. Cold coffee. Who wants cold coffee? Maybe we're gonna make something new. Matter of fact, people are gonna be drinking cold coffee all the time now.
Mic check, Miggy, mic check. Welcome to the Cold Coffee Show. I'm your host, David Glasgow. To my right, my cool, calm, and collective co-host, LeBron Henderson, aka DJ Richard Dell. We are collectively known as the Bruise Brothers, and we are here at Cold Coffee. Jesus, I'm sorry, butchering words. We are at New Orleans Daiquiris to go, 7654 FM 78. Let's see. Oh, what do we got behind the bar for today?
Let's see, what do we got? I don't even know today. I'm not even lie to you, but we definitely got the Hurricane, that green apple that you could layer up, blend together, and make something that would guarantee you tell somebody the truth later on if you don't really want to speak.
Uh-oh. Guarantee it.
Turn that on. They person heard when I was just
there you go. Y'all heard the man. Go ahead, head over here. They also have hookahs behind the bar. Also have beers. Also got sodas and also got water. So it's covering all fronts. 7654 FM 78. I was late today. I gotta find myself. I'm extremely tired. No excuse. I'm just fucking exhausted. But we're here.
This is the type of man that Mr. Glass is. He shows up, shows out. His hotline is blinging right now, but we're going.
Yeah, it needs to stop. That number's been calling me a lot. One day I'll answer. I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, how's everybody feeling?
Good, man. It's summer. It's technically summertime officially.
It is summer.
You feel me? So that's a good thing.
You know what my favorite thing about summer is that there's usually, I'll say 4 to 5 songs that get released every summer that are like a good vibe. Like this is when your passion fruit comes out.
That's your passion.
You know, the doom. You got the shit with that little bounce to it. You're like, hey,
your passion. That's what we definitely need new music because like the music.
Yeah.
The music releases have been tremendously weak compared to that of when we were coming up, 2006, 2010-ish. They used to always have tapes. Everybody had good music. Now people drop one little 7, 8, 9 song tape and it's not even that good. Chris Brown is excluded. He drops a 30 million song tape, 70 song tape.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they don't make good music like they used to no more, man. And they're not creative.
I wonder why do you think that happened? Where did the creativity in music go south?
I don't want to say not that you can't reinvent the wheel, but so many times. But at the end of the day, like it's the mentality. I feel like when these different, or at least we're fairly into the introduction of hip hop and all that. Correct? It hasn't been around long, but if you think about it, all of these places created their sound before social media, and they created it in their areas. So now you have artists who can hear artists all over the world. So they tend to just imitate or emulate whoever they like, opposed to just coming up with their own feel exactly how they rock. But I mean, I'm guilty of it. You know, like a beat on a song you know somebody rapped on, and then you turn the instrumental beat on, and you start rapping like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So just lack of creativity in general. I mean, I think you stand out more when you need.
Is this DJ season? Is this when y'all get the most bookings? Got the boat parties and stuff like that?
I guess it just depends on who you are and what your niche is. But it's about the same for me. No particular difference between them. But people should be outside. There should be more pool party vibes.
It definitely
boat
should.
party vibes, like you said. I don't really like the DJ boat parties. Though. They get kind of wild. I like it.
You like to be in it?
I like it.
Be in the party?
And no, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, they can get rocky and rainy. So it's a lot of, you know, we bringing equipment to that thing, right? I'm the one liable.
That ain't it. Have you ever had a situation where you're DJing and it's like, it's just a complete shit show? Like they don't have the right plugs, like you can't get the right sound?
We got through it, but it was on a boat party.
Okay.
It was on a boat party. It was supposed to be a double decker, so it ended up being one deck. So, bro, just everybody was on top of each other. And then two, it was kind of misty and rainy that day. And then, you know, sometimes when the water starts to move around a little bit, it can get, you know what I'm saying, it's coming onto the boat. And I'm like, bro, I ain't got time to be risking equipment. Not a good deal. So check the weather before y'all do your thing.
No, for sure. Everybody stay safe this summer. Enjoy the summer. Badass kids gonna be running around again. That's my least favorite part about the summer. Them little fuckers, they're gonna be, man. Because there's nothing better to me than going to, you know, the movies. They got some fire movies coming out this summer too.
Oh yeah, shout out to Transformers, man.
Transformers, Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man's coming out tonight. Technically, really tomorrow. I want to go see that, but like,
Oh, it's tonight at 12.
yeah.
Oh, word. Okay.
And so like, I used to take pride in like going to the theater on like Wednesday when I know nobody's gonna be there. Now these little badass kids gonna be running around anytime. It's like, god damn, I gotta see them anytime. So yeah, y'all please keep your kids on the lead. Not literally, but like, watch your
At
kids.
least they're not your kids, but.
No, that's true. Yeah, not that I know of. So y'all take care of your badass kids, please. I got a question for y'all. A funny question. When's the last time that y'all lied for like no reason? Like absolutely no reason. Like somebody said something, you're like, oh yeah, I did it. Like there was no purpose.
I actually don't hate to say this. Sometimes I don't feel like explaining the rest that's gonna come with it. Oh, what are you doing there? Well, like, yo, I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just don't feel like, you know, somebody's gonna have a rebuttal for what you say.
Right.
So like, that's a friendly fib if you ask me, but I don't feel like explaining myself. So you gonna take this? You gonna run with it?
Like, this
It's
is what
just
I'm doing.
nuts when you get caught in it, cause it's like you lying about little stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? It make you look real childish.
Yeah, getting caught in the unnecessary lie is like a different level of like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, but it's funny. It's very funny. Like, I've had a situation where like somebody would say like, yeah, man, have you seen this? And then like, you know, when you like, oh yeah, I seen that. And they be like, you remember that scene where it's like, nah, I really don't remember that well. But like, in my head, I'm like, nigga, why the fuck did you lie? Like, just tell me you ain't seen it. Like, stupid shit. There's literally no reason. Like, I've had a situation where I've been like, you know what? Randomly 10 seconds later, I'm like, yeah, bro, that was just a lie. I just haven't seen it. And they're like, well, what the fuck? Why you lying like that?
No, it's bad when it's with your girl in a relationship. You can't get caught no type of. It better be a big lie. That
Yeah,
motherfucker
if you
better
gonna
be
lie,
the
you might as
biggest.
well make it big. You might as well. That's why we were talking about a couple episodes back where like, yeah, when you with your girl, that's when you tell the lie like, gee, what are you doing? Where are you at? It's just like you could be with the homies chilling, but you just say you're at home or relaxing or something.
Nah, trust me, that ain't even safe. I already told you about cutting grass. Like, you not cutting grass. I said, listen, man, this ain't gonna work. I'm cutting trees. I'm up in the trees. That's why you ain't see me. Like, what type of what's going on, ladies? Y'all gotta get on top of that. Insecurities.
Gerard, what about you? You ever just tell a fib for no reason at all?
On the regular.
I was not expecting that. He said that shit. I'm a habitual liar. I lie for big, small reasons, medium reasons.
What's the point? Why do we do that? I don't know why we do it. Why do we do that?
I don't feel like dealing with folks sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can tell you the truth, but if you can't handle it, then the situation get out of hand because you can't handle the damn truth. I'm gonna just tell you a lie so I can keep pushing. You know
I feel that. I feel that.
Is how do you feel about like? How do you feel about that in terms of like? Come on, we should always have our word and this and that. Like, is there a good way to tell somebody like, yo, I don't really want to hear this shit right now, so I'd rather tell you that because that's the real. Let me give you some fake.
I think you
I
got.
kind of, if somebody told me some shit like that, I'd be like, that's a rude motherfucker, man. Like, that is a extremely rude motherfucker to sit here and tell me that.
That's just an interesting. It's an interesting take because it's like you gotta be prepared for some bullshit.
Would you respect them?
If somebody like just flat out,
Look, I ain't gonna lie to you, son. I'm good on talking about any of this shit. I'm about to get out of here.
I will respect it because it's like, you know what? At least you kept it real. I be removing myself from situations like that. I just be like, all right, but in my head I'm like, damn, that kind of was rude. But it's like I'd much rather do that than just stick around and listen to shit. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to hear this shit. Like, I do it all the time at work. I be swearing to God that I'm about to get fired with the way I be acting at work. Like, they be talking about shit. I'm like, why the fuck am I listening to this? I'm like, I'll talk to y'all later. Like, everybody looking at me crazy. Like, why ain't you stay? I don't hear that. Like, yeah, but
You gotta deal with the word hoopla.
yeah, man. It's, but oh, I know what I wanted to ask y'all. I wish we had a little bit more people in here, but I'll ask it anyway. What are y'all thoughts on coworkers fucking?
Set boundaries.
Is that realistic? Can you set boundaries with the coworker that you're fucking?
Man, it all depends, you know, like if y'all got the same lunch break time, get it in, you know what I'm saying? Then get your ass back to work.
I was expecting something along the lines of boundaries. He's talking about shit. If the shit set up right, we do it. Look, for me, like, bro, if I like somebody, I don't give a damn where it is. There's no limitation or boundary on whether I'm gonna holler at you if I'm interested in you. Like, so people kill me with the like, oh no, I would never. Like, shut up talking. if I like you and you think I'm attractive and you like me, this will be a coworker fling. Okay. Now, again, for me, it's never really happened, but I definitely hope it would. Being honest, I would love to just, you know, go on my lunch break and get a nice little topping. But, for real though. But I don't understand why people. I think people's problems is they don't know how to communicate well, and they don't know how to like control and handle themselves, their emotions, and like people around them. So you end up like, oh no, I can't have that. You can't be like, I wouldn't let nobody. Once this over with, this is over with. This ain't got nothing to do with how I get my money.
Right, no.
Unless you're my boss and you're dictating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So then you gotta be. She got you by the balls if she's your boss and you hit it. Cause now you damn near you need fucking to keep your job and
It's prostitution at that point. you just an escort at that point. Like I'm all for it. I'm all for coworkers fucking. But I do think that the cons outweigh possible pros. Like I don't want us at work like acting awkward. Like I ain't answer your text at midnight last night, so you like giving me an attitude at work in front of all these people. And they're like, what's up with that? Or like, you know, you getting mad at me for little stupid shit.
It definitely depends on what type of job you have too.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it's always different for girls, because girls fuck to move up the ranks. So I wish this wasn't the case. But if I'm lying, let me know. For the most part, dudes is not fucking to move up. We actually going down.
And then it's like you also one of my biggest fears. I've never done it before. But one of my biggest fears is like you hitting somebody who's married or in a relationship, and then the guy coming to the job. Where is he? Like causing a scene, looking for you. You got to take the back door out.
Whenever somebody says I've never done it before, it just makes me feel like you have. I don't
No,
know.
I swear I have.
I don't know why.
Y'all wouldn't know if I was into smashing my coworkers. I definitely have never done it before. Hey, how y'all doing?
How do you?
I know that's a crazy thing to hear when you walk.
I know they
in,
probably like,
that's
what are we coming to? You know, but
Um,
I'm for it. It just has to be, it just has to be done. It's I feel like you got to be smooth with it. You got to really find somebody who's playing. Both parties got to keep it peak.
but it depends on the field of work too. Like,
That too.
Like, you know, it's,
I worked at the dollar store. And,
oh yeah, that's safe. That's
Yeah, you
fair
should be
game.
fucking
You
everything.
would think, you would think it'd be safe. I'm fucking on a little coworker. She was like, I saw you looking at that hoe. I'm like, girl, you don't
Oh,
fuck
she
with your
sounded like she was just crazy in real life. That had nothing to do with Dollar General. That was just her.
Man, I'm just saying, you gotta make sure they like emotionally stable for that shit. Like,
That's life insurance. So you gotta make sure they emotionally stable before you hit them with some good dick. You absolutely do. Ladies, please be emotionally stable before you get into a sexual relationship with a young man like myself or any other king out here distributing the quality. Okay?
Giving you that.
You know what I'm saying? But is it our fault, Blast, if we are distributing quality and she necessarily can't contend? Are we supposed to like dial back the
Yes, it's our fault.
sex game?
I'll tell you why. It's our fault. This is a true story. When I had a stalker, this girl keyed my car, right?
oh my head.
Girl's crazy.
I remember that car.
Yeah, I do too. I miss that car. I really do. But she keyed my car. You know, my pops, he got wind of it. He heard of it. Had a little talk with me. And he was like, look, you got to understand, not all girls are viewing sex the way you're viewing it. He's like, you got to be responsible with who you lay with, too. He's like, and now don't justify the crazy motherfucker keying my car. But with great dick comes great responsibility.
Simple as that though.
We're gonna stay here for a little while. We're gonna. With great dick comes great responsibility. Please expand upon this.
You can't be putting that thing down on just anything. That's how you fucking end up with your car key, like me. So, like,
Don't be like me.
The crazy thing is, when I told other girls that, like, that I was be trying to talk to them, like, yeah, they be like, what's that in your car? I'm like, oh, well, you know, shit got key.
No.
Like, that shit turned them on. They're like, oh, you got, that's what you were doing. Like, yo, I'm
got
like,
that.
oh. Yeah. I'm like, this ain't cool. Like, this was a bad day. Like, no, like, you shouldn't be happy about this. But
Nah,
yeah, like,
the funny thing is like, this is my boy. Like, I see no toxic or no bad lights around Glass, but when I did see his car key, I said, oh, let me find this motherfucker got. Glass got a little side we don't know about, huh?
yo, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man? How you doing?
I will say this though, in terms of distributing great penis to the ladies. How am I supposed to dial back my experience for this woman being crazy, not being able to handle that? I enjoy sex. I'm not about to do it if I can't do this shit well. I do think you have different relationships with different people. So our shit might be great another way in comparison to this person. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be great in all things I do. I'm not distributing no weak penis. Plus, I am from the era of you don't want no BDR. I don't know if the fellas know what a BDR is, but in college, we all know about the bad dick report. That does nothing for your game, sir. The BDR is a stamp of hell.
That's the
Once
worst.
that shit get out that your dick land, bro,
That's the
you
worst.
might as well just transfer school.
I'm telling you right now, if you have a bad rep, which we all have had at a point in time, that's when you got to do your best to make it up. You got to either try to hit her up another day, or that time go get you some ginseng, do something. You can't let that get out, because you gotta realize, this is my thought and mentality. When you're having sex with a girl, you gotta expect her. She's gonna tell. I say you gotta expect her to tell 3 people at least. She gonna tell her friend group. Yeah, that's being nice. That's
The
being
stupid
nice.
part too is you'll be like, look, I'm a discreet person. I don't really. She be like, as soon as she get done, nigga, she in a Facebook group sending that shit to. Bro, but this contradicts what you just said, which is you need to be responsible for that. But at the end of the day, you can't be having the bad dick reports. That's not good rep.
No, you can't. You gotta find it's a fine line. I guess it boils down to the woman. I think you gotta know, like, yeah, with my situation, the bro was just crazy. As you can see, stalking me and, key in the car and all that. But, like, I think it boils down to the woman. I mean, but I also believe that a good peen's gonna bring out the crazy in a lot of women.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you this: are there signs that a woman
yes.
shows that when you hit her with this good peen,
Oh yeah.
that she about to act up, like
if
she
you
about
ain't-
to go crazy? How do you know?
If you ain't respond to a text message in 11 minutes and she's already tripping on you, she sends you to never mind after you ain't responding for like 11 little stuff like that. It's like, hey, it's like
Whoa, hey.
I was busy. Like, I have a job. Like shit like that. Like, I think you can start telling. Once you start sensing, that's when you gotta be like, hey, like, But then again, I don't know. It's tough because you can't control another motherfucker.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
just can't. You just can't. So I don't. Big Virgo, talk to us about this, because you're a female. I need a female's perspective on this.
And like, do ladies have like half or medium or full sex? Like, it's like, oh, I just gave that nigga half tonight.
I just can't.
Like type shit, 30%.
Back
Like,
to me.
yeah, really?
Why would y'all ever give half effort when you see, like, I need a reason.
Because there's a Pandora's box. So it's just like, once you open that box, you get crazy and stalk you.
That is some crazy ass shit to say to that, Verb. So you done been crazy, is what you tell me.
That's a yes.
The box been
Shit.
open.
Add to
She
it.
suck my
Yeah,
dick.
thank you, love.
But some guys don't deserve all of it.
Okay, stay right there. So, why lay with them in the first place if they don't deserve all of it? If you ain't gonna go all the way in with that moment, why?
Because you need to know what the dick like first.
You giving the dick a
Hey,
trial
that's
run?
solid though. She got a solid one. So.
I got a
Dad,
question.
why would you do all that?
Has a less deserving guy opened up that box before? Someone who has deserved it, have they opened that box before?
Great question.
That's
And
a
you like,
question.
I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah. Has a less deserving guy opened up Pandora's box?
I'll say yeah.
I'm glad you didn't lie.
Let me ask you this too. I'm sorry that we ganging up on you.
Yeah.
You see this? When do you know, like, oh, this motherfucker about to make me go crazy? When do you know? Is it like a certain spot in that thing that it hit, or?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Something else. You got all right now.
So that, what else? Give me something else.
We give you something else.
Other than, like,
it's a certain spot.
It's just a certain spot. That's it. That's when you're saying this dick belongs to me. I want it now, and I'm having it. Okay.
Where
That's
you at?
that's crazy because, like, for me, if a shorty got good pussy, she just got good pussy. Like, this is don't have nothing to do with your character, your finances, your nothing else. You don't get no extra points for nothing other than the pussy category. So, like, you know what I'm saying? And they be swearing, like, a dude can get by just for having good dick. He can be C student in all other categories have they dick and be out here tearing the city up.
That's a fact.
So that's just funny to me because, like,
It's a fact. But you know what? This goes back to a talk we had a long time ago. That's why I think sex is just it's not equal for both races, like both genders. I'm sorry. So like you just said, dude, we might see a fine girl, we knock it out the park, but you know, sometimes we be like, damn, I wonder what she's doing right now. Like, but you know, for the most part, you keeping it cool, and it's like, you know, we had sex. I'll see you when I see you. That happened with a girl. Oh, she's gonna be all over you, all about you, you her world for that moment. So I think it's like, you know, women, we receive sex differently. Like a woman, I believe they really, like, when you have sex with a woman, they really truly believe, like, I gave you my body, I opened myself up. Like, it's a line of trust that you've entered at that point in time. With men, I think it's more.
I like that, and I like to believe it to an extent, because then it'd be like, well, why are you giving your shit away so damn easy? If you're looking at it so in such a high regard, then why is it so easily, tampered with? Okay? So, again, I guess that depends on the girl or the lady, but when you are thinking about this, lady, please think about these things before you do so, because this is what it comes like off to us. Like, if you want respect, you really gotta show it. You gotta earn it, because, come on, you can't give me the pussy in one weekend and then try to hit me with the, it's different, this is like something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna have to just treat that as such. We fucked in a week. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't give me like the little extra shit.
It's okay. I feel it. Before we move on, I also want to shout out all the other podcasters. This shit is not easy, contrary to very popular belief. You know, I know it looks like it's just two niggas up here rapping on a microphone, but this shit is actually tough. So, I want to give a shout out to everybody else who's doing anything in the podcast world, trying to make this shit happen. I see your struggles, stay consistent, keep going, you're doing great.
Facts.
You know, all that good shit. So, yeah, I wanted to do that.
I would just say the main thing is consistency. I mean, Glass is an extremely consistent person. I try to be as consistent as I can, but people really judge you on consistency. If you're a person to be where you say you're gonna be at the time you say, I think that's when you can build something legitimate, especially in the digital era, because if you say you're gonna be on at this time and you're not, black people will be like, oh, see, they on some.
Right.
So, if you're not going to be there, communicate that. Just be on point. So, before you jump into something like this, because it's not you're going to get a camera and a laptop and then make some stuff work. You got to really, have a vision for what you got going on. So,
Factual. X, y'all weren't in here for the talk. Real quick. What are your thoughts on fucking coworkers?
Fucking coworkers?
Right. You against it? You with it?
I mean, I'm newly divorced, so I'm with it.
Got you. That's what I'm talking about. You're like, I'm with anything right now.
Even when I was married, the temptation was there. You know what I'm saying? So the temptation was higher when I was married.
Mm-hmm.
And, the best piece of whatever is something you ain't supposed to have.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I had the best, almost moments where I was married to the point where I actually got him. Like,
Right.
Well, really, is it the best then? Because once you get it, it ain't.
I mean, I guess the
At times.
endorphins and the hormones
Okay.
is pumping in.
It's the thrill.
Yeah, the thrill. You know what I'm saying?
That adrenaline
But
in
when
the
you actually, when you're allowed to do it, and you actually do it, it's like,
Right,
man.
then it becomes.
But when you ain't supposed to do it, it's like, oh, I ain't supposed to be doing this shit, but let me get a little closer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like red flags. I'm trying to see how red. I'm trying to see how red the flags get. You know what I'm
How
saying?
red do the.
Like, what kind of red is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it
Is
like
it burgundy or is it?
is it jet red? Is it baby red? You know what I'm saying? Like that's me. I'm broke.
I fuck with bro though. He know it's up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He ain't. He's talking about look, it is what it is.
Recognize.
What's up, big dog? You fucking the co-works?
I have.
Talk to us about this. Talk to us about this.
How'd it go?
Dang, how did it go, man? I was working at like a dietary aid place, like nursing home.
Oh,
You know,
okay, yeah.
I'm in the
Nursing,
kitchen.
yeah.
Nursing homes is women everywhere. There's too many women, so they get mad. But
Boy, I got some.
man, yeah, man, I had some fun at work, really.
What I'm talking about.
He talking about he made it seem like he went to a theme park, man. I had a lot of fun. A lot of good stuff going on.
So, like, were you worried about any, like, if you were, like, smashing a girl who had, like, a boyfriend or
I was young,
married?
so I was worried about it, but I was young at the time, so it didn't really matter. That's like the thrill, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear it in the song, you want to fuck with a nigga with this girl and all that, and but when you do it, it do come back, so.
I think the biggest problem, and I'm not putting any of my information out there, so you guys can forget the specifics. But the problem certainly comes into play. It's cool when it's just one deep. It's like the club. When you go into the club and you got one good looking girl or something, she in there with her head top up. Let another bad bitch walk in.
Oh, that's the fun.
And then it changes the whole scope. So it depends at work. If you only got one like baddie, it really ain't no competition. Doable. But if you over there talking to so and so, I see you. Like that's when it become like, come on, like, who you talking to? Oh, you went to lunch with?
Oh, so now
Like,
you
I'm
talking
not
about-
arguing about who I went to lunch with.
Now you talking about work wives.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's what fucking
Is it? Do you have to be fucking the girl for her to be considered the work wife?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna be real with you. It's different than if we ain't
It's lame
fucking.
if you
If
don't
we
fuck,
literally
you don't
just
have to.
then we just associate.
Yeah.
Once you start fucking, it changes everything.
I don't
It
think you
changes
call
everything.
them a work wife once you start fucking. I think that's just before you start fucking. That's my work wife.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to get it. You just tell her that. That's you telling her that. Yeah, I want you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's like that putting your
Yeah.
foot. That's the low key shooting your shot. Ah, I'm starting to realize the etiquette now. I'm getting it. I'm getting it down. All right. Enough about fucking the coworkers.
Before I start having to get some
Somebody from my job gonna look at this shit and be like,
HR.
start greeting. Yeah, HR gonna be in my
Look,
office
shorty
tomorrow
out here,
morning.
math is math, and they putting 2 and 4 together.
Let's talk, man. Let's talk about sacrifices. Are you willing to lose yourself in the process of getting something, or are you willing to give up something in the process of getting what you truly want? Ron, what do you think is, how do I word this? Are you like okay with a fact of knowing that time? I think time is one of the most valuable things, right? Because we just can't get that back. You can't never rewind it. So, like, are you okay with the fact knowing that if I dedicate X amount of time to something, I can't relive these past days and try to do something to try to suffice for other things? Like, let's say, for example, you were trying to become biggest DJ in the world. You know this is going to take a lot of hours, a lot of time perfecting your craft, a lot of time, playing at different events, different venues, etc. But in return to that, there might be time you might have to sacrifice time with the girl you like, sacrifice time with your homies. Like, there's something that has to come with that. There's no such thing as a clean slate. Just expound on that and let me know, like, what your feelings are regarding that.
Well, we can actually use golf because at a period in my life, I really wanted to be a professional golfer, and I still may try that at a senior level or at an older level, obviously. But what I'll say is you really gotta be strategic and plan and really know what you want. Because for me, it was a lot that goes with being a professional athlete. Like, we don't have to just use golf. We can use basketball as well. We can use football. Like, you just see them playing. You don't really see all of the behind the scenes actions that go on in a sport like golf, as it pertains to me. That's not my type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? I could kind of make that same amount of money, you know, opening up a business or starting a business. Because for me, you got to do a lot of traveling by yourself. And golf is worldwide. You going every, and that sounds fun, but not really. Like, not for me. It's not, at least. Like, so what I'll say is I'm the type to look at the long, the bigger picture, the whole elephant, and say, is this really what I want? Now, if it is, there ain't no sacrifice that I won't make if it's what I'm thinking a dream is. But yeah, if it don't align with how I feel, if it's things I don't agree with, I don't have to sacrifice nothing if I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? In that case,
Right.
Now, if we're talking about, you know, like maybe a character trait or something that I need to make a sacrifice on just to be better, like going to the gym. That's a tough one because I've reached a level of success that brings some comfort in my life, which, you know, and then that comes with a certain amount of time spent working, where it's like, fuck going to the gym. To be real with you, like Kanye West said it best, like, you want a rich nigga or R&B nigga with a six pack. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, but deep down is where I'll answer your question, whereas in me, I feel like there might be a little gymnast that I need to open up in myself to make sure that I'm staying healthy and those things. So I would say it's in you to decide what you should sacrifice or not. So like if you big and you happy being big, don't let nobody tell you you need to. I think as long as you cool with your size or whatever you got going on, it's straight. But if you're unhappy, then make some sacrifices. I think you'll come out on top because of it.
Yeah, I think that I think when you truly love something and have a passion for it, you're willing to suffer for it a little bit. Like you said, I think a problem that somebody like me runs into, I'm a very impatient person. I need to work on my patience. But it's like, you know, when you're doing something relentlessly for X amount of days, you might not see an instant return. You're like, damn, I've been putting in all these work hours and trying to perfect this craft, and I haven't seen nothing from it yet. That's when you gotta remind yourself, like, look, this shit is not gonna happen overnight. I always keep trying to remind myself the best things in life, I believe, are investments. Whether that be money-wise or just investing in people, investing in the craft, investments. It's not gonna be an immediate return. It's gonna take some time. But if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. So I feel like you have to just put in that work behind the scenes. Like you said, you made a very good point. Like, we might see the finals game or whatever, but you don't see the practices. You know, that's
you don't see all of the things that would be
work.
considered a sacrifice. Like, you know, that they putting in a lot of hours and time into that. And this is a funny point because it's kind of like how women. I'm glad it's really a majority men because a lot of the times, and not all of the time, but I think women struggle to see the sacrifices men make in any given situation. It could even be a small situation. You know, not it don't have to just be $1 million NBA player. It could be a small hometown situation. And a shorty kind of just judging you based on the outcome of what she defines success as. And not really what this man is probably sacrificing to make whatever he's making happen. Whether that's just this relationship, you know, bringing some income to it, or just being himself, you know. So I would tell the ladies to really try to understand your man, especially his sacrifices, because those are important to him. And you know, it's a big deal.
You guys, let's expound upon that. I know we're male heavy in here today. I'm pretty sure all of us have been in that predicament that Ron just said, where like your girl is on your ass about something. It's like working hard for us. Like, this ain't just, you know, it's not like
for the hard workers.
Yeah. I'm not out here bullshitting at night. Like, I'm putting in some work. I definitely feel like every male entrepreneur has been through that. But I don't even think you have to get to that level. I think like any provider, any man who considers himself a real provider has been through that situation. Like, y'all talk to me, give me some feedback on how that makes you feel, one, and what did you do in that situation to alleviate it, if you have alleviated it at all.
Well, my dad was a barber, so I pretty much was baptized in here. So we know what barbers working long hours or whatever. So I already seen how my dad working long hours would affect the household. it just comes with the game.
Mm-hmm.
And not just being a barber, you can be an entrepreneur. If you're spending a lot of time out there making money to make moves to provide for your family, that's just gonna come with the game. You gotta deal with that. And if you can't deal with that, then you gotta just change professions, get a square job, and work it out by. If you don't want to hear the nagging
Right,
and the
right.
discomfort that your old lady's gonna come with, 'cause she ain't gonna complain when you bring that money home. She ain't gonna complain when you bring the gifts and the bags and all that, but that's just, my personal experience.
I think they still do.
I would say that.
Like, at first they don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But people realize later the things that really are the most important are the shit that don't cost them that money.
The time.
The time,
Sure.
the health, the good weather, you know what I'm saying, the good time. I swear to you. So for me, I think you just gotta be very practical with yourself. We're talking kind of relationship based right now in terms of being in a relationship with a shorty. You gotta be honest, like, cause for me, I'm a DJ. I work in the nightlife. So there's times where my gaps are literally, you gotta see me after the club at 2, or you gotta see me before the club at like 6, 7, then I'm gone at 9:30. So to me, that's a sacrifice to trying to get to where I'm trying to get financially, as well as it being my career path. To her, oh, this, that, such and such. So you really gotta be vocal about it and straightforward and how you address the situation and talk to them. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's all about compatibility as well, because sometimes motherfuckers just not gonna get down with it. Like, she gonna want what she wants, she gonna want, you know what I'm saying? She don't care about your sacrifice. She only give it down. It reminds me of like something that I know I'll never marry. I have a thing that I'll never marry, which is a jealous woman and a woman that needs too much. Like, it's crazy because I like nice things like Gucci and all that type of shit, but I pay for my own shit. So to me, if you the type of woman that expect me to buy her, I wouldn't marry that type of woman. Now, if you bought your own shit and every now and then I bless you, great. But a woman that wants a very, very fine high life and no work or no, like, even if I was a gajillionaire,
Yeah.
because to me that's not the type of people I like to be
Yeah.
around. Like,
I always expect
put some work in too. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna want to just go to sleep all day, but you wanna wear the nicest shit, drive the nicest cars, be in the nicest houses, around the nicest, most hardworking people, but all you do is sit around and want to look pretty. So that's something I really live by. When I start seeing a superficial woman, I get up out of here.
Roger had your hand up.
I got a bunch of thoughts, but one thing I can't stand is a woman that ain't got shit going on in her life. I hate to say it like that, because it's like she's gonna want so much, and she's not understanding that you're sacrificing so much to provide a certain lifestyle she's enjoying in the first place. Like, some of these women, they be like, you don't do this, you don't do that. Well, it's because I'm busy doing the shit that you found attractive in the first goddamn
I'm
place.
busy doing the shit that got me here.
I'm like, if I wasn't out here hustling and grinding, your ass wouldn't have liked me in the first goddamn place. But now that you have me, it's like, now that you have me, you're like, all right, I got him. He should put some of that energy into me. And as a person, like, I'm 24, but I've been in one relationship that was 5 years and another that was 3. So I realized, my mama told me, she's like, you got kind of savage with the women. Like, she said to me, she was like, I don't know what you get more of, cars or women. And I was like, I don't get cars that often. I was like, every 2-3 years I switch them out. But I realized it's because I'm so focused on what I'm doing that being vocal, I tell them from the front, jump, I will end it with you over this career.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. You gotta just be willing to be like, because look, if you notice a woman, I'm sorry that we male dominant right now, dominating. But if you notice a woman will give you all of that flack, tell you this and that, and then you be like, you know what, all right, let's this is not working for you, cool. She go out there and try to find the second version of you or your clone, and then she coming right back starting to realize. So I feel like you gotta be willing to let that bird fly to see if it come back and really fuck with you like that. I've had shorties slander me. I'm like, all right, bet. We just gonna take a break from each other because I can't deal with it. 2 months later, oh, you know what? It really wasn't that bad at all. Oh, now that you done been out here and realized niggas ain't shit, now you can appreciate a little something that I am bringing to the motherfucking table. So I would say you just gotta stand on being a man and not really just want to be lonely. A lot of people stay in relationships just don't want to be lonely. I ain't never heard of that shit.
That's a
I
fact.
don't know where they do that at.
That's a fact. Yeah, you gotta be willing to. I think it's like how we started off. What we said, like you gotta be willing to lose it all for said thing.
Right.
Like you gotta be like, look, if I'm suffering for this, I'm suffering for it. That's it. Like it's no compromising on it. It is what it is. I don't care how bad I feel. This is what I'm really passionate about. That's it. And so it's like this is what all comes with it. And like if the girl, your partner really ain't feeling that, then she's not the one for you. I truly believe that. Now, with that being said, you can't be out here sacrificing and then just not making no time for the girl. Like you gotta fit her in the schedule somewhere.
Yeah, facts.
Somewhere, but like, you know, there's a lot that comes with it. I think it's a very, very, very deep conversation. Like there's a lot to be said about it. Like I honestly think that's one of the main reasons why I'm single now. Like I've had that problem with my past 3 relationships, like that part right there explaining like, look, I'm busy, this is what I want to do, this is the time I gotta put in, like, you know, like fucking having a woman around you studying when you're studying for a bar exam is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I don't wish it upon my worst enemy. But yeah, what's up, X?
What was your struggles with making them a priority at your time?
My struggles was because when I'm so, especially if it's something that I'm passionate about and I'm prioritizing, it's like I have to do this, has to get done. My struggle is once I'm done investing my all in this over here, how do I come home after being so drained and tired and try to invest my all over here? You know, I don't think it's honestly realistic. Even as hard as you may try, you might be like, damn. Like, you know, there was some nights I'm coming home, I'm like, I'm just tired.
Right.
I'm just tired. And then it's like, well, why don't we go out no more? We ain't motherfucker, because I'm just exhausted. I don't have any strength. If we go see a movie right now, I'm falling asleep as soon as we get in the chair.
So you haven't figured a way how to curb that?
Yeah, it's like we gotta have some happy medium. It might be like, you know, if I'm busting my ass or got some project going on, it's like, look, let's try to have, I guess, one date night a week or something. Like, this is our night. I'm not touching this over here. Like, this is your day. Like, I'm dedicating this time specifically for you. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, you try, but like, is it realistic? I don't know. Probably not, if I'm being honest. You can try, but I just feel like life just drains it takes so much out of you, especially when you're trying to accomplish something. So it's a struggle. But I think a good woman, I don't want to speak for women, but I think a great woman will see that effort that you're putting in. And she'll be like, I appreciate the effort more than the actual action and the thing that we're doing.
I agree on that. You got something, boss?
Yeah, man, I be feeling like this. I ain't even gonna lie. I let them know you're not a priority. I'm not even gonna lie to them. Like, look, you are important to me, but you're not gonna pay my bills. I'm like, because I'm established to a certain extent, you found me attractive in the first place. If all that go away, are you gonna stick around type shit? I can't prioritize you so much that I begin to falter in other areas. So in my mind, it's like, until I'm stable at a point where like I got a business and the money just coming in, I ain't even gotta work that hard, then I'll make it more a priority because I'm already secure in other areas to where I have the time and the energy to give you what you want and what you need type shit. It's like if I ain't got that type of energy, I'm like, we can fuck around, but I can't really be dating you right now because it's like I'm not gonna be able to give you what you want type shit.
The way I break it down, I wouldn't say priority, but I ask, are you okay with being 1B? My career is 1A. Are you gonna be okay being 1B? Like I can't split y'all, but you're important to me. But at the same time, this has to get handled too. I think that's a conversation worth having. Like it's tough, man. And some people might say it, but the actions at the end of the day really show. Like you'll know when the girl is really just tired of the shit.
I'm gonna try to pivot
You
to a
said it's too
different
close.
direction with you, Mr. Glass.
What's up?
First off, rest in peace to Jackie O, DC Young wife,
Oh, yes.
Young Fly's
R.I.P.
wife. I really don't know what happened, and I would never speak on something that I didn't know. But I am trying to provide a topic so we can get some feedback. Let me just be clear on that, because I don't really think you should play around with anybody's life. But what it looks like may have happened is she went to Miami to get like this mommy makeover, whatever that is. I don't know. We don't have to get specific. But this resonated with me when it comes to sacrifice, because it's funny, man. Like, sometimes what you want is very important too, but like I said earlier, you really gotta really look at the bigger picture. in terms of what it is that you really want out of life, especially when you have kids, because they're your kids, what all of you guys want out of life. Because I feel like if she, again, and I'm speaking, I don't know what happened, but if she died because of anything surgical related, or this mommy makeover wise, I feel like this is an example of not looking at the bigger picture, not looking at what's most important and the things that are most important. And to her, she probably thinking she's making a sacrifice. I don't know, maybe that's money or whatever wise to get this body that she wants. But I think that just speaks to the real sacrifice of getting things out of the mud, getting them the right way, because she's no longer here with us. Again, when what really happens comes out, we'll speak more on that. So again, rest in peace, Jackie O from Wild Style. But on that note of like women getting like surgery and bodies done, or even dudes getting six pack, like how do y'all feel about that in terms of sacrifice? And is that how does that correlate? Because I know you got to kind of think outside the box to attach the two, but they're kind of closer than you think to me.
Honestly, I feel like there's levels of sacrifice. There can be a real sacrifice and a lazy sacrifice.
What did you say the last one? The what sacrifice?
A lazy sacrifice.
A
Lazy
real
sacrifice.
sacrifice or a lazy sacrifice.
Okay.
Sacrifice, I guess when it comes to BBLs, you can use that same money to go to the gym and invest in your health and still get some money back, as opposed to going to the Dominican Republic or somewhere else and sitting in that line where all the wheelchairs is, and you know, you ain't able to sit on your ass about a good 2 weeks because you want to do it the short way, and then not knowing that there's maintenance to that afterwards. When you can say, honestly, just get a $30 membership, go to the gym and do squats every day. So you put the real work in, the real sacrifice.
And then that real sacrifice gives you the real desired outcome, which is the lifestyle change. Because I've met people with fake asses and fake titties and fake all, like, some niggas wear fake Gucci and they wear fake chains and shit, so y'all ain't excluded. But what I'll say is, if you really just look at the person, it don't change shit about you. So, to me, why sacrifice that? If really the real reward is in going through the damn mud, through the journey. Obviously, that's the obvious answer, but I just don't get it.
It's the insecurity thing, I think. I think it deals with insecurities, and it also deals with we're in like this microwave generation.
Say that.
Like we want it instant. We want it like, okay, let me hurry up and get it. And I don't think when it comes to a goal or something, I think success only has one destination. You got to take the stairs there. You can't be trying to take the elevator there. Like you have to do that journey. You have to go through it. And if you don't go through it, there's gonna be something missing. Like the appreciation, the hard work of going to the gym every day and staying disciplined. Like there's other traits that come with getting and working with what you want versus that instant, satisfaction. I don't think instant satisfaction can be a dangerous thing because it's kind of delusional for you to expect. It's like I say it all the time. I don't care how much weight I gain. I'm not getting no goddamn stomach surgery. I'm not getting. Y'all ain't gonna see me in here with the abs like one day, like coming out of nowhere. Like it's never happening. Like if I want it, I'm gonna work for it. Like I'm not finna just go on the table and all that. Like, cause at the end of the day, I'm still gonna be the same person, with it or without it.
Before I let you go, I think one that makes you really have to really think more about anything you do in as much and as full as you can from the beginning. Because I'm thinking about, like, if I had a family. Let's say I'm a man. Let's get off of the ladies and stop being misogynistic. Let's say I'm a man and I work in an oil field or something, or a dangerous, hazardous place, and I have a family. I have a wife. Like, am I going to sacrifice switching careers or switching pathways so that nothing wrong or nothing like left field happens for that? Or am I going to say to them, there might be a sacrifice in me losing my life for this job that I'm providing to y'all? Like, which one is more important? Or which one, how do you handle that?
Yeah, I was in the military. I joined the Air
Perfect
Force.
example.
Perfect example. I joined the Air Force Reserve. I'm supposed to be the last nigga to go.
Thanks.
I got sent to Iraq in 2020 to the base that got blown up with a fucking missile. So I'm over here like, it was always a possibility, and I'm supposed to be the very slimmest chance for it to happen to me, right? And it's because I knew college was getting paid for. House and loan, all these type of shits, and I started dealing with the DI, not just if I get the 100% property tax free. You know what I'm saying? There
Yeah.
was a lot of
Those might be worth it, but not life.
Yeah.
Not like
it was a lot of pros and cons to it. And it's like, all
military
right,
benefits next level.
it's like I could have died, but now I'm gonna be set for life, even though I literally put it all on the line and almost gave my life.
It is the ultimate sacrifice.
That's a coin flip. You ask me, cause like if I'm single and let's say I'm driving like a gasoline truck, you know, if I'm single it's like cool. But if I'm the type of person, if I'm having a family, I got kids, I think about it like Nipsey Hussle. I always say to myself, I don't think Nipsey Hussle would be as deep as he was if he could look back and see that this is how it would have played out. And then he would have lost his life ultimately in his neighborhood. Don't get me wrong, there's a side of me that feels like he probably would do it all over again. But something tells me a real person will be like, bro, I wasn't trying to die at 35. Right after I hit the peak of my success, 33. For gang banging and street life and all of the hoopla that came with it. So, I don't know, man. I always say that life is always the most important. So if anything threatens my life or threatening to my life, that's not like some abnormal something happening, like I'd have to move directions.
But let me ask you this, Ron. Is there anything that you're willing to risk your life for?
The only programs would be like God. I don't know.
Is there
Risk
any,
my life?
Yeah, is there any goal? Like, are you saying, like,
I
look,
risk my life for my mom if somebody tried to shoot her. You know, if I give you an example. But other than that, like, and why would I want to do that?
Well, I'm asking because, like, I believe that once you're willing to die for something, that's goes in back to what we're saying, a sacrifice. For instance, cold coffee. The brand started it, all this, like, whatever. The genesis was a year and a half ago, and like we're here now. I'm willing to put my life on the line for cold coffee. So
I feel like that's an easy, not you. Cold coffees for sure. I feel like that's one of the things that's it's cool to say, but ultimately, if we lived in a life where we said, hey, you know where the outcome's gonna be here, and if you don't do, you know where the outcome's gonna be here, and if the outcome is you losing your life, I don't see motherfuckers standing on that.
well, we don't know the outcome of losing your
But I'm
life.
saying, like, if we, so that's one of the things that remind me, like, that shit just sounds cool to say, cause losing your life is a rap. So,
But the alternative of it is you don't lose your life and the shit blows up. That's also the other possibility.
Okay, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying the fact that you're willing to put your all into something and risk your being for it. That's when we talk about sacrifices.
I get the whole sacrifice of your life shit, just letting you know how I'm really into this. I think it's a bit exaggerated and exacerbated, because like me, like, I'm not risking my life for shit, though. What are we talking about? Like, I get it. If you want me to give it my all, that's different. Would I like to die for this shit? No, nigga. No, I would not. I would find something else to enjoy out here in this beautiful world. That's non-life threatening. You ask me.
I mean, to each their own, you know what I'm saying? Like, it all depends what you fight for in the first place, right? Because when we think of King and Malcolm X, that was some good shit to die for, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a very
that's
good
a martyr. Nipsey too.
Like,
Nipsey, that's a martyr as well.
See, I was thinking
That is a
like,
very good example.
I'm a big Nipsey fan, and so it's like in a lot of his music, he low-key alludes to this always being a possibility. Literally on his first tape, I think it was like the last song, I Don't Give a Fuck, he says, it's my time, I'm going in, we ball till we fall, fuck how the story ends. I see these niggas hating, I see these hoes watching, I ain't worried about it because I know God got me, type shit, right? He said that at the end of his first mixtape up, and then like throughout there, he kind of always alluded, beware of fake homies. He said, would Brutus kill Caesar, Judas kill Jesus, right? And that made their stories known all around the world. Shakespeare, the Bible. It's unfortunate, but sometimes when you truly about something, that's just
That is probably the best rebuttal I've ever heard after saying how I felt. And I get that 100%. In Martin Luther King's case, that is definitely something. Sojourner Truth, that's definitely like some stuff to die for. So I dial back a little bit on that.
Well,
but
what if
that's
it's not even something on that level, like
Okay,
a
that's
martyr,
extreme.
or what if it's something that you just personally believe in? you yourself, it might not be for everybody else to get, but you yourself believe in this. Are y'all willing to die for that? Is there anything that y'all, I mean, besides kids, I'm sure most people are willing to die for about their kids. But is there anything else like that you guys, or like career-wise, or anything that y'all feel like, look, if this runs me ragged and I die from this, then so be it. It's worth
That's
it.
tough, and I think that's why people really respect Martin Luther King like they do, man. Because like, if I'm being real, like in theory, I would like to be a Martin Luther King. I would like to have that effect and all that. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I would like to live the rest of my life. Like, if I could live the rest of my life, or have to die for a message that, and no, his message lives on. But there are forms of watering it down and missing the true point and what some of these people did lay on the line. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I would do that, man, because I think life is very important.
I feel like he sold his soul though. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on that.
And that's what I meant. Like, it's always some extra
Yeah.
stuff to it that you don't quite know.
No,
So it's hard to really give it a full.
Like,
Let's not get into that. This is about to stay away from that shit right there, man. This podcast will take a total left turn.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody reached that point where they decided they really want to die for the shit. Like Fred Hampton was the
Right.
chairman of the Black
Right,
Panther
yeah.
Party,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize Bobby Rush, who's the congressman of, or maybe he just retired. He's the only person to ever beat Obama in a political race, right? He was running Southside Chicago as representative for like 20-some years. He was a Black Panther. When Fred Hampton got killed, he was supposed to be there, right? And they tried to get him after that, but he was somewhere on vacation or something with his family, crazy enough. He switched from Black Panther to let me go be a Democrat and politician instead. And even though he did some good things over his 20 years in office, he realized, I'm not really gonna die by this shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I could still make a change, but not necessarily in the way I was thinking at first, type shit. I got respect for Bobby, but at the same time, he went from straight pro-black, all black, to let me do a wider range of issues. Let me affect all sorts of other things as well. I don't know if I want to die behind.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about people who jump in the water and they're like, oh no, let me get back up?
I can't be mad at them because sometimes you don't know the shit you're getting into until you truly in it. It's like, how much are you really willing to? Because it sounds like I just say like it's crazy. I'm not afraid to die. I've been in some stupid situations. I look back, I'm like, I shouldn't have did that. But I was caught up in the moment type shit, right? But a lot of people, for example, I'm not afraid to die, but I'm worried about my mom, my sister, those around me being affected type shit. Right? So it's like if they caught a stray that was meant for me, I'm not willing to sacrifice their life, but I'm willing to sacrifice mine.
Mm-hmm.
So at the same time, I can't be mad at them when they hop in and it's like, oh damn, it's deeper than just my life. It's more people that can be affected in a negative way. It all depends how deep that shit's going.
I would say too, I think it's important to not let kind of the subject matter we're talking about take away from you living life and being happy, because I think we do a lot of dangerous things that could very well take our life, like driving, flying airplanes, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, and helicopters, like this stuff you would do. Okay, so am I not gonna drive in order to? So it's like levels to it. Cause now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, shit, I'm about to start taking the bus to Cold Coffee. Cause I'm gonna be here forever, God.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of life, though. I think the beauty of life is that you just don't know when your expiration date is, and all of us got one. It's all looming over us. It's all inevitable, but we don't know. We don't know, and I think that's why you have to really make the most out of your days whenever you can. I know it's a cliche thing to say, and we all feel like that, but we get tired. We're human, but still. Like, you don't know, like, God forbid, I can go out here, get in my car, and something happen that weekend. It can happen. It's a possibility for anybody. But, like, when that day comes, that day's gonna come. There's not shit I can do that's gonna stop it. There's not shit I'm gonna do that's gonna change it. But the beauty in it is, you know, realizing being present. I'm here right now. Let me make the most of it. What's up, X? I'm sorry. I know you're
I feel like it's the difference between impact and longevity.
Yes.
If you think about it as a good scenario, MLK and Jesse Jackson on the same balcony.
Yeah.
One got popped and it's going to be remembered forever. Jesse Jackson will be remembered for just giving us a name of African American. and he's still living off that shit. So it's like, okay, which one do you want to be? You want to be Jesse Jackson, or do you want to be
Right,
okay?
right.
And the selfish part of us wants to be Jesse Jackson, to see our grandkids and great grandkids, but look at the impact that MLK had on us still to this day after what 55 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, you know, which side you want to be on. You want to be about the impact or the longevity.
It's a
Or I
great
can even
point.
go to saying Jordan and LeBron. You know, Jordan did way more shit in 15 years than LeBron is still chasing this guy after 21. So it's like Jordan did more in less time.
Unless, yeah.
So it's like, how do you want to see it?
Like Snoop and Pac, you know.
Exactly.
They did.
Exactly.
They showed the top 5 amount of who got the most YouTube plays last year. Tupac was like number 4. That man been dead for 25 something years.
And
Like,
the 30.
you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Snoop has done. He's had an impact on the culture,
He's an icon.
right?
Most famous rapper of all time, I think.
But when I visit other countries, I see murals of Tupac. I don't see murals of Snoop. I don't see murals of Biggie. No disrespect. I'm just saying.
People
Impact
love you.
versus
People
longevity.
love you when you die. They love to give you roses after you pass. But that's tough, man. Because I don't know if I could change. With mentorship and vision, but I don't think I'm willing to die for impact. If I'm being real, I'm just being honest.
There's
with you.
nothing wrong with
I
that.
just-
You're being real about it, yeah.
Like,
Nothing wrong with it.
especially in the sense that I'm sure there's way more Martin Luther King wanted us to benefit from and know than the little bit that I feel like we've been given. I don't know. I just have that inclination. I could be wrong, but I just feel like his message was much bigger. If you just like even look and listen to like one of MLK's older speeches, you're like, he talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you would never really know that though if you just MLK Day, June, these little holidays that we celebrate, we don't really know the true meaning of. So again, but I'll leave it at. I don't know if I'm just gonna sacrifice my life for impact.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the greatest form of humanity, and it's very respected. But also, I don't think everybody can be impactful.
No.
You know what I mean? So
It's not meant for everybody, but it's just it's delightful to see somebody who's willing to stand that firm and that square. That's why I love Malcolm so much. Malcolm like knew his day was coming and still was like, nah, I'm still talking this. You know, like, y'all ain't
Yeah, he
changing
different.
me. Like,
he different for sure.
gotta salute him. Oh, what's up, man?
I just want to throw a monkey wrench in there. Since we all talking, amongst, mostly, I guess it was majority men up in here and everything for a minute, but I'm curious to hear you guys talk about, because y'all are reveling in the examples of some amazing figures. We talked about Nipsey, Malcolm X, and
Kobe.
all these people in the same, but what about somebody we don't know about? Somebody that's in your life that
Sacrificed.
right, is sacrificing that you won't see in a history book or you won't read, on an Instagram post, and that their sacrifice is genuine as it comes because there's no story that's going to come
The
along
impact
with
is
it.
just their family.
Exactly.
It's not the world.
And we don't ever speak on those. For some reason, we all, love to talk about these figures, and I'm hoping, as a man, I'm only 45, but I'm hoping that you guys got some other examples and would give those individuals and put their stories out there. You know what I'm saying? And kind of give them their flowers too. Why they're here, man? Because this is. The real sacrifice, is really at the end. It's everything that you do is going to determine whether or not you have a proper legacy or not. At the end of the day, there's some people right now. We live in a very vain world, and there are a lot of things that are done by design to get that accolade or the likes or the attention. That's real. Like you said, we talked about the people the women that are going to get their bodies done real quick.
Yeah.
They're more infatuated with
The look.
those results of it.
Image,
There's not so much more of the health or
Right.
whatever the situation may be. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're going. It's like that, man, microwave society, man. So I just hope to challenge y'all, man, amongst each other, man. If you want to talk, there got to be some better examples of some other things that you've seen on a
Facts.
daily basis. You know
And the
what
ones
I'm
they
saying?
give us.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I would hope we will all have a personal example. I know when you said that, first person I thought of was my dad.
I met your dad, man, and I was like, yo, you know, I didn't even know he was your dad, man. I had
It's crazy 'cause we look just
Several-
alike. or something.
but I've had several conversations with your pops, man. You
Oh,
know what
really?
I'm saying? And yeah, and we met on several occasions, and I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But when I hear, well, after I met you, I was like, damn, dope. After meeting your pops, and I'm like, oh shit, he's closing the circle of legacy.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? His work and whatever he's doing, is still doing out there. He set the example, and his son is. It may not be taking the same path, but it's a path of success because you had, you know,
Had a hell of an example.
a road path, right? You got a
Right.
road map of sacrifice, of legacy. You know what I'm saying? He's still sacrificing because he's not, you know, finished writing his story.
Right, 100%.
Shout out to old man. Old always giving us the OG perspectives. Cause it's definitely a big shout out to anybody that's impacting their family and holding it down in a positive way that would never get light or some praise.
And that's enough. You don't have
Yeah.
to affect the world. Like, it's great. I know we use
Absolutely.
these examples, just Malcolm, Martin, Nipsey, Kobe, all these guys. These are huge figures, but impacting your family, that's more than enough.
Huge.
More than enough. More than enough.
Can we get spicy in it?
Yeah. Go
So
ahead, please.
changing the the direction a little bit. When we talk about sacrifices, let's get into relationships. What would you say? What are some sacrifices you would and would not make for a relationship? That could be just the relationship in general. It could be specific, like maybe something sexual or maybe something physical or something that's component of your relationship. Like, well, give me some examples of hell no's. And I should probably look into sacrificing that for the betterment of our relationship.
Happiness. My happiness. Nah, let me get more specific because I feel like you're not gonna be happy all the time. Really.
Okay, I want to get spicy. So we talked in here before. We talked about sex toys.
Oh wow.
So there was a part of my life where I just had sex without any toys. Like there was no toys involved. And I met one particular girl who liked sex toys involved as well.
Pull out the hot
As
wheels.
she's obviously involved in intercourse. And it's funny because in that podcast, it's probably like 7 months ago too, I learned a lot because one of the members said, bro, like you gotta take your ego and your insecurities and all whatever that out of the picture. If this toy or whatever is a part of her satisfaction, you gotta be willing to rock with that. How do y'all feel about something as specific as like a sex toy in your sex life with your significant other?
I ain't got no problem with it. I have no problem with it. If I'm satisfying you and you want to bring toys into it.
So if she came in with the Congo dick,
Oh, that's what. Hold on. Slow your roll, Brody. Yeah, he whipped that out like, oh, I was waiting for you to say yes.
Yo, Glass said.
I'm thinking about a little vibrator.
No, she switched to the Vince. She came in with that camera right there and talked about, okay, let's get this thing going.
I'm gonna be like, where did you buy it? Like, you walked out the store with that? Like, what's wrong? What's going on? No, there gotta be a limit. Like, that would be nuts. Coming out with the Congo dick is it's fucking crazy. But, like,
But she's showing you that's her desire.
That's her desire.
So,
Now,
Yeah.
I personally I would just like to say, okay, let's sit down and talk about this. This is clearly left field to me. I wasn't seeing this, but I would like to say that I would try. The dick not happening. I'm gonna be real with you. The dick not happening. But if I really did like her, I would try. I would try to like, okay, let me see what in the fuck crazy ass shit you got going on there. You needed to include this motherfucker in our spiel. Let me see what you
Man, better a sex toy than another man, shit.
Huh? You
that's
said
a
what?
fact, too.
I say better a sex toy than another man.
I'm not dealing with neither one of them motherfucking excuses. Goddamn, they talking about some better than goddamn hell no.
Well, I saw an Instagram, a Twitter post today where they were like asking women like, how do you, if your man's
That's
okay
the
with
most
that?
insecure shit I've ever heard in my life. I'm not gonna care. David, that shit better than dick than another.
I get what he's saying, though.
I know shit. But that's a horrible ass way to justify yourself. Like what?
Being gross over here.
Oh, please, be gross for all of us. Say it loud.
Ladies, matter of fact, ladies, y'all are in here like,
Come on,
what's
what are
the
y'all
thought
talking about?
process when you being in a bigger dick? Yeah, let's just get real with it. Sex toy, anything other than a vibrator, what's the thought process?
Somebody bring a lightsaber.
Come on, guys, this is what this podcast is for. It's cold coffee.
Change the colors over there.
It's cold coffee. What is the thought process in this?
Come on, guys.
Come on, Rich.
No mercy. It's on the tip of your tongue, bro.
Is she saying she wish you had a bigger dick?
So I'm like, bigger dick. What? Wait.
Okay,
Who
you're
got
not
a bigger
going
dick?
Instead of the sex toy.
We're talking sex toys in the
So
relationship.
if the sex toy is a bigger dick than his dick, what about it?
I ain't worried.
Well,
Like,
we're curious. We don't know.
Like, you know, would you introduce that with the guy? Like, would you?
First of all, no, that's not even what no. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a page out of my sister Lova's book and say I don't like my food to touch. So I don't need
That is a dope way of putting
another
it.
dick. Like we're good here. Just
Thank you for doing that too, cause like, I feel like the ladies was gonna run off with that. But like, think about it in reverse. Like, what if a nigga like just bought a pocket pussy in and he's spending great time with that? Like a pretty little pocket pussy. Like, what do? You be like,
pretty little pocket pussy. So they.
like when you just be like, yeah, get your groove on, get your freak on, get your, like, or you gonna be like, nigga, really? Did you
Well,
bring
you
a pocket
never.
pussy?
Okay, so y'all wanna get all right.
I mean,
so,
niggas
all
don't
right.
bring sex. No, let me speak for.
You never
I ain't bringing no damn joke.
never jacked off or masturbated in front of your significant other.
We said
Absolutely. I jacked that motherfucker
So
off
that's
for you
what
while
I'm
you
saying.
sucking it.
We
I
said
said that shit.
Never. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So in that instance, if you wanted a toy or a pocket pussy, and that's how you wanted to go ahead and please yourself while I watch, then boom, then that's what it is. Sacrifice. Boom. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
But are you ready?
I guess we ain't got no choice. Let's
Let's
go.
go. Hit the button.
That's what I. So when do we eat? So when do we start eating ass in the relationship?
Never for me.
Okay,
That's
but
gonna
are
be
you
an
willing to
extreme.
sacrifice that?
No.
Wait.
Hey, no, before you go, this is the problem I have with this generation. I am not.
What is this? Is like the mother of your children?
Okay,
Maybe.
exactly.
Maybe.
And
This
this,
is like y'all are
Maybe.
no, this is the problem though, and I'm not pointing you out. You just,
So you just gonna bust up and
Right now. Oh,
your wife, and now you gonna automatically start eating ass. There's a build up, like Drake calls it practice. You wanna be out there and you can just put your face.
My problem with this generation of booty munchers.
Post this part.
Yeah, please let's post this shit. Clip this shit up. My problem with this generation of booty munchers is the expectation. It's one thing to say, hey, we're together. You fresh out the damn tub. You know what I'm saying? It's a great. I'll damn sure eat that if it's my wife. I've never. But here's what I'll say. We're in a generation where a motherfucker will look at you. You don't eat no ass. You ain't gonna get no ass. Like, when has that became a fucking prerequisite I just feel like that's something
well,
that.
when did it become a prerequisite to eat pussy when you fucking? That really came into like the early 2000s.
The ass and the pussy shall not be put in the same.
Like when
The
you
ass
were
and the pussy shall not be compared in the same.
I'm gonna tell you right now that I wasn't out there getting it deep, like not
Get her
the
face,
boots.
please get a close up on her face.
I'm beautiful.
She
ain't
over here
I?
dazed and amazed into the.
Beautiful, ain't I?
So we'll be real with me, Riz.
What's up?
You'll really be like, yo, you eating that ass?
No, I'm never gonna ask, but you gonna
You gonna want
I've
to.
had a person that said that they would never eat ass, and then they just when they eating the pussy, they just couldn't control themselves and they
Went
just
down a
slipped
little
and they
more.
just went a little further, you know.
But would you
Got
stop
themselves
talking to a
over.
person for like, hey, he ain't eating that ass? It's a deal breaker.
No.
No, but
Is that just like a nasty radar? Like you know this guy's pretty. He's about his bag if he's eating ass.
I'm about to get. We about
Where
to
did
get.
the bag and
We're
the ass?
about to get even spicier.
Like, where do
He's
we
in his
eat
nasty
their
bag.
ass?
Like you know he's gonna go all the way if he's eating ass.
We're about to get spicier, fellas. Let's say your girl is
Who in here is
super
a
freak.
munch? Okay.
Let's say your girl is in plain terms. Let's say I'm trying to make this to where you motherfucker admit it.
But it's
Alright?
okay. But it's
Let's
okay.
say your girl is into eating ass,
They're not,
and she wants to eat your ass, and
There shouldn't be
hey,
judgment.
wait, look
There
at
shouldn't be
niggas.
judgment
Hey, and
about
she
that.
really wants to
It
eat,
shouldn't be a
Yo,
judgment
ass.
call.
and it will really make her night. Where are you standing, fellas?
Hell no.
Against the
Rim job.
wall.
Hell no.
You ain't getting it.
Wait, what?
The first question
No.
This motherfucker said against the wall.
Wait, so
You will
what?
not
The
be
girl
blessed.
is into eating ass, and she wants to go ahead and eat his ass, like give him an anal.
There's no way of juicing up eating that. You gonna stick? She over here saying, how type of ass eating them? The only type.
A rim job.
Hey.
A rim job. That's what it's
Yeah, you know what? You are right. You are fucking right.
Only at Cold Coffee can we go from talking about Malcolm X, Martin Luther, to the ass eating
That's what we
segment.
were asking back here.
Only
That's what we were asking back here. We were like, how do we?
What's interesting is y'all actually saying like y'all have conversations about this shit.
Oh no, this ass eating shit is a real thing.
It's a
these
real
days.
ass eating conversation. Like
A man
so,
wanted me to go ahead and like put my finger up his booty one time. Yeah.
How did that transpire?
I was getting over and I was like, nah, I can't do it. Can't go out like that.
So you just want your ass ate?
But hold on.
No.
That was not my man.
I'm sorry.
That was not my man. I was in a season.
A season! I love
She
you,
was
Rich.
in an
Never
ass
change.
eating season. Okay,
I wasn't eating ass.
fellas,
No.
you're not off the hook. Glass goes backs against the wall and his nose is in the corner.
You ain't getting to this ass.
wait, what you say?
You ain't
His
getting
nose
this
is in
ass.
the corner. How y'all are y'all letting your wife? Goddamn it! Let's not make it weak. This your wife. Are you letting your wife eat your ass?
Why not be white?
The funny thing about men is like they can give a fuck about being true on topics like this. It's like nigga, this shit. You got this on YouTube too. Oh yeah, fuck all that. No, I'm going with plead the
Go
fifth.
from eating ass to talk about bills and next thing.
Yes, because after I've released all that stress, after you have released allow me to release all that stress by eating my ass, and I have been able to sleep well. You have fed me, you have freaked me, you have given me everything that I needed. I can now concentrate on the job at hand. We need to pay these motherfucking bills. This shit need to be on auto draft.
You should
You need to go to You need to go ahead and put that start put shit in your check and
Wait, hold on. I don't
I can
understand what
clearly
that's got to
think.
do with what you making. Like, well, it does because you don't want to freak on nobody. You know, freaky bums.
Yeah,
We
no,
gotta
no
go
freaky
bums,
bum.
but at the same time, it's like, why does what you have dictate what you're about to do? Like, you're about to do this, or somebody else will. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's really like.
What are you talking about?
Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
you lost me. I don't
In
know.
terms of like, I think somebody was saying, I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. Like, you don't have to do certain things. Like, you're focusing on the bills. Well, I gotta focus on the bills. Like,
No, I was being sarcastic.
oh, I was okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, were they? Not to put you out there like that. But were they eating ass back in the day?
Hell no.
Why do I ask a question?
I ain't never seen
Why do
nobody
I act
talk
like this
about-
man is so much older than
But-
Oh, he's the
older
OG
than
to
us?
us.
But it is, but at the
Yo.
same time, but
Back in the day, like it
but
was.
to be honest with you, like
I mean, he got some years on us.
no. I was like in my 20s when I got hit for the first time.
What?
Like nobody was going.
Man, y'all
What
ain't
I'm
you had to
saying,
walk up to her door and meet her dad before you.
what she's saying is right. What we talking about
Who your
is like
people is?
is we talking about like sexual appetites and shit.
No, you
right?
have a
It was
point.
like
Yeah.
nobody oral sex was
And
like
this is the
taboo
point
to
that
us.
we're proving.
It was
though.
some shit you did
Their
not.
sexual
So
appetite.
let's go ahead
You-
and move past that.
Like we used to be happy to kiss and feel an ass when we were
Hard
young.
to get it.
We're past that.
So fellas, like,
Y'all jump right into this
so
shit.
fellas,
at 12,
and I'm gonna get
man.
off of this
Hold
shit quick.
Wait,
I
Cause
wasn't
we-
fucking at 12. I wasn't doing that.
She was.
That I suck my
We're not gonna have that narrative out here. But I just want to see if people are gonna be honest on the podcast. If you had or you would let your wife eat your ass, go ahead and give me a raise your hand.
Ain't nobody gonna raise their hand.
I see a chin rub. I see a chin rub. I see a chin rub.
Alright, let's light it up.
That's a contemplation.
Hey, what's it up? Hey, let's lighten it up. I know we filming, so y'all motherfuckers lying in this room. Let's lighten it up. Fellas, sucking toes. Who in here sucks toes?
I have
No.
but I would.
Look how niggas talk.
I like pretty.
I like pretty feet too. I just can't
I
put my
like
mouth there.
pretty.
Kiss around the
I would
We ain't put that
definitely
motherfucker
suck
in
at
my
some
mouth,
toes,
you know.
but not everyone's toes. It's the same thing with the ass. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. If it was my shorty straight out of the damn tub, just might go ahead and get that shit cracked.
The hygiene gotta be on point.
Yeah,
Hygiene gotta be on
Yeah, the
absolutely.
toes, the everything, underneath the nail beds, can I see, like, yeah, all that.
Yeah, I don't kink shame. Just some stuff just ain't for me.
No, it's funny too, cause like I'm getting very specific, but I will not specify names. So please, I play golf with some buddies that he said he used to swing, be a swinger. When do you get there? when do you get in your relationship where you would have sex with other married relationships, guys?
That's an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Like I wish I was a fly on the wall on every conversation. Like that would be a hit TV show if there was a private camera when the
He
people,
talking about
the couples talking about like, well, you think we should start seeing somebody else? Like, yeah, like I think that comes with like the whole trying to spice up your relationship type shit. Like I think some people they like get tired of the typical oh, I'm coming home to you. Like they try to throw a little, you know.
Do you think that does more damage than good?
Not if, I mean, look, if it works for them, it works for them. I don't never judge how people run their relationship as long as they have
Would
it,
you
so-
ever consider it? No. Some shit's just too binding, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like I can't go here saying no shit like that. How y'all feel, guys? What swinging relationships? Is this something that's put that with the ass eating? Come on, man. You had your hand up. You share it with us.
It's like I've been in the music industry is weird, and even before that, because I was dealing with political niggas. Niggas is weird behind the scenes.
They probably the worst.
Bro, what? And so I was friends with this couple for like a whole year, and I'm thinking to myself, is it me or she like flirting with a nigga? And then one day he came up to me with the proposition. I'm like, did she put you into this? I'm confused. And what's happening? He's like, look, we've been together a long time. She attracted to you. She want to do you. And I'm like, nigga, is you gonna be in the room? I need some details. Like, what exactly? And I was just like, nah, bro, this will fuck up the whole friendship. I said, at that point, every time I walk in, I damn near might grab your leg. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, it's not.
At that point, that's basically what you're kind of saying. You have a great point with that. I don't know, man. I'm running out of spicy shit.
That was pretty spicy.
You just don't want your
That's kinda
spicy
irritating.
to be on the camera.
Oh yeah, some stuff just not. Some of this shit is just for closed doors. I can't be just giving y'all the whole. I can get spicy with you.
Like, you can get spicy.
That ain't your goddamn business what I do with my business. Okay? Look, like, man, so thank you. That's the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know though, but I just do think sexually, it doesn't have to be as exaggerated as we've made today. I do think there are sacrifices that you can make. Like, I'm single, so I have to say that before I say this because I have a massage table in my room, and I always go, what do you have? But like for me, that's one of the things I think you can sacrifice to making your sex life and other things better with a relationship. Like, give your girl a massage, man. You ain't gotta just hit it quick and get out of there and go to sleep. Like, let them know you appreciate them and care about them. What other things like that that are not as extreme do you think we could sacrifice?
What if your girl tells you she's a swinger?
A swinger? I probably wouldn't be cool with it. I'll probably still fuck you if I'm single. You know what I'm saying? But not like seriously, I ain't trying to. I mean, personally, like if you're not just into being committed, well, why would I be committed with you if you're swinging? You should be single.
What's up, man?
What if I don't have no kids, but you got kids? Our vibe is really tight, but I really don't want to be nobody's stepmama. Like, are you really? Or vice versa? Like, because y'all are men that don't have children, and y'all are career. Like a woman that has children. Like I know it's real cute to be like I'll be a stepdaddy and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, like, are you really prepared for that? Like, at the end of the day, like, are you willing to sacrifice your freedom because now you're gonna be taking on you are going to be taking on like motherly duties, like consideration not just for him, but for the family unit as a whole. The children, you got to consider the children. Your decisions are now not just, you know what I mean? Are you willing to sacrifice your freedom as not having no kids?
What you got, Glass?
Yeah, I've been in a relationship. I've been in relationships with women with children before.
It's different because women are different, right?
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
women don't have
But-
a baby daddy, some do.
Yeah, but it's like you have to consider, it is more to consider versus just
Yeah,
the
right.
person.
It is.
You know, it's a lot to think about. And like, there's also, I don't know if I talked about this, me and my cousin had to talk about this the other day. There's also, and I don't mean to get dark, but like, there's a possibility of like false allegations coming with a kid because you don't know how the way the kid is all the way. Am I making sense?
Not really.
Not picking up what I'm putting down. So,
Sexually? Are you saying
Yeah.
like inappropriate behavior?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Who
Yeah.
put that chair there?
yes.
You're not gonna call my friend out like that.
False allegations.
I realize that
Accusation.
that's more common than that's more common than we think. I've seen that
We need that
situation
clip.
where like a guy gets into a relationship with a girl has a kid, and like I don't know, I'm not here to debate whether it happened or not, but like the allegation comes up that something happened because it's like what happens if the stepkid has resentment towards the stepdad, and it's like you're not my real dad, and it's like I don't like him, but you know what, you know what I'm saying? That's something to think. I know that's a stretch.
That's always gonna be there.
But yeah, it's more common. I'm starting to see that that's a very common. I should say very. It's a common thing. It's not something that's just not to worry about.
But
I
if
mean,
the
I just
kid
feel
don't
like
respect
if
the
it's not
stepfather,
working, leave.
that's always gonna be there.
Like I could.
But if you as a man, if you get accused of something heinous like that, it's not as easy as I just
if
leave.
If
Like,
there's an accusation, that's always a risk. No matter once you're dealing with kids, period. It don't even have to be.
So is that worse?
No.
Would you? Because that's okay. So what you're saying is that's a component to being with a woman with children. So
Right.
you may get accused of some shit that you really are not about, right?
right, which would break my heart. So I
Will
don't
break
think
your
it's-
heart.
yeah.
So that is something that when you're dealing with a woman with kids, or as a woman dealing with a man with kids, like these are the things that we have to consider. Like, you don't have kids. You don't have kids. Lo don't have kids. Like, we really, not to say like that you don't gotta deal with it, but yeah, you really don't have to deal with it. Is it something that you're willing to sacrifice at the end of the day if you love this person and y'all are, you feel like y'all are meant to be? Maybe that situation is not what it needs to be, but y'all really, really, really.
I'd have
feel
to
like
give you a
she is the
percentage.
one.
I would have to give you a percentage and say that it would probably fluctuate higher as I get older, as I would probably come down a tad bit off of standards. As you get a little older, you start to, okay, maybe I should probably let off of it. Right now, I'm 95% sure that I would not be married.
Seriously.
Baby.
Serious relationship, like a serious
Yeah,
relationship.
serious.
Like I'm
Due
walking.
to the, there are women that have dropped it, maybe to like 10, like 90 or 85, to where it's like, you know what, maybe in another world, I could have been that baby stepfather. But the reality is that no matter how somebody looks at it, I'm sorry, it's another thing to have to worry
It's a
about.
liability.
It's a liability.
And when you don't have kids, like, bro, you would like to start your own family. So it's weird to me.
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm been invited to your party and this is your section.
And that's the same
I
way.
don't belong in here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just sitting in y'all section type shit.
And
Because
also,
as
there's
a
a
woman-
there's
Okay,
a
go
thing with the you get the indicator on how good of a mom that lady is, or how good of a dad the guy is for the ladies when you see them have kids. Like I've thought about talking to some girls with kids before, and I've seen how they treat their kids, and I was like, I had to think like, well, if I get with her and I want to have a kid with her, I can expect the same type of treatment. And I didn't like it, and so I was like, nah, that alone was enough for me to be like, no.
Can I tell you
You can use that
something?
with how
Like,
they
as a
treat their
single
car.
woman with no kids and just like I don't have that responsibility, I really feel like I don't want to say it's not worth it, because who's to say? Life can happen, and I feel like women are more understanding in that aspect. We're the ones that usually take on men with kids, because usually the kids are not with the man all the time. First and foremost, I feel. But I too feel like as a woman, I want the father of my child to be excited with me. Like I want him to have the same butterflies as me. Like we go through this experience together. Like we're both excited. Like we don't know what to do and this, that, and the third. I don't want somebody to be like, oh, I've been here before. Go ahead and push. Come on, breathe. All right. Like I don't want that. Like I don't want that experience. I want you to handle me a certain way. Like to be gentle, to be considerate, to be. And usually, like once men have been there, done that, it's kind of like, all right, I know this process. All right, let's go. I want that first kind of like excited too. Like, oh my God.
You want to share that?
Yeah, I want to share that. Like
Even
waking
if
up
you-
at 4 in
even
the
if
morning.
you-
Like, yeah,
even
we
if
don't
you-
know that.
Even if you don't, like I feel like as a person that don't have kids, you gotta think about the fact that, like I said, dealing with kids period is a risk.
Yeah.
So when you choose to deal with someone with kids, you also are dealing with whoever he had kids with, whatever situations are unsituated, and that could be like whether you're dealing with a woman or, you know, a man. It doesn't matter. Like you're dealing with with so many different other components. You really gotta. Niggas trying to figure out their own lives. Like nobody got time to be dealing with stuff that you haven't situated, and I think that's the problem with a lot of people with kids. Like they want you to come into their situation that's not figured out. And no, I'm not inviting extra stress. Like we have enough things to worry about for self, and I just feel like, in a sense of like, I don't even want kids. Like I just feel like it's a dangerous time as a woman to even have kids for anybody. So why would I deal with someone that has kids that don't have their stuff figured out? Like I don't even want kids for myself. And if a situation was to happen, I would damn sure not want to have situations where I'm having kids for you because I don't want my kid born into like madness. Like.
Well, agree with you. Before I let you go, I think it's important that we had this talk. Great talk. But secondly, baby mamas, baby daddies, please stop taking it personal too when people with no kids talk like this.
Yeah.
Like, because
Thank you.
motherfuckers
Yeah.
act like I'm stoning them or we're stoning them. We're telling you that
Just not
preferably,
preference.
and honestly, I told you 10%. If I love you, that 10% go a long way. I'll try. If I really love you, come on with the 10%. But it's not personal. Like, if a person tells you they would like to have their own child, they would not like to be a stepfather or stepmom. I don't see how you could look at that and take that. I get it though, because I think it shrinks your dating pool sometimes, and it makes it harder to, you know. But at the end of the day, just I think don't run away from the reality. Be honest with yourself, and when somebody tells you that too, just believe what they say. Definitely don't try to tell somebody though who don't want kids to be a stepdaddy that like don't think that. What do we say? Don't date potential. Please, if somebody tell you they don't want to be a step parent, please don't think that they will be. Because I feel like some women and some men like oh no, I can train him into he.
Yeah, like no, sir.
Like, don't do it. He was first to go here. My man, you had something you wanted to?
I forgot actually.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, just kidding. I forgot what you was talking about.
Man, some I see in the industry, and I realize it's just in other areas as well. You know what I mean? To get on women, it's just I see it more with women because I date women. I don't date men. They be hiding their kids. I'm talking about like.
I ain't never.
What
I see that with the
scallywags?
men a lot.
What
niggas get out of here.
scallywags
Have to fuck
women
other
are
kids.
hiding their children?
Bro,
I
I
never
mean,
met
What
women
circles
like-
are you
like, hold
dealing
on,
with,
hold
my
on, you
dear?
gotta let me explain. So
I'm
I'm in
sorry, that's definitely a man thing. I'm sorry.
like I'm saying, I'm in the music industry, right?
Okay.
And there's a lot of beautiful, amazing women, but you will never know they have a kid. They won't post them on Mother's Day. They won't post them in general. We talking about kids having a conversation. They won't even bring up the fact they got a kid. They damn near, yeah, that's crazy. Kids do be like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm like, motherfucker, I know you got a kid because so-and-so told me you got a
Bitch,
kid.
I saw a Dora the Explorer backpack in the corner of the house.
I'm over here like, you got a car seat in the back of that picture. Like, what's that about? Oh, that's my nephew. And somebody, she ain't got no damn nephew.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, because I used to, you know, kind of write for a few artists and do certain things here in the city when it came to the industry. sex sells, and ain't nothing sexy about a woman
With
postpartum with kids. Like,
Hey,
I'm
never-
telling
oh
you.
my
So
God.
that is exactly why women, and I'm telling you why women in the industry, and will not, especially unwedded women in the industry,
That's
will
very
not
good.
go ahead and say that they have children. Like, now, I got a partner, shout out Mims, M-I-M, Ebo,
I know
my
you.
partner,
Yeah,
Ebo, Ebony, yep. She's a mother, and Mims is mother's what?
Was you at the festival, Mothers in Music?
Mothers in Music. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Mothers in Music. So she creates a platform for Mothers in Music, right? But like basically before this movement, Mothers in Music with Ebony, like, and what she does downtown when she has her nights, like, you don't see Mothers in Music, and the reason being she's wedded, she has a husband, she has a child together, like that's a family unit. Most of these women out here, unfortunately, being in the industry, they don't have those type of relationships. Therefore, their children are not going to be on display. Like, of course, you're not going to see Young Miami's daughter all the time. You have to Google that shit. You got to like say Young Miami's daughter. You got to put her.
Definitely didn't know Young Miami
if you
had a
type
daughter.
up Young Miami, the first picture is not going to be of her and her daughter. It's going to be her and her ass out, or her and Diddy.
I
and
feel,
this, that, and the
I
third.
feel like that's a age thing too, and that's why I told y'all I think it'll fluctuate when I get older. Because if your child is 15, different. 16, like, oh, you in the back end, big difference.
Right, but if
You know what
they're,
I mean?
they're
Like,
3,
because there's a lot less.
5.
But let me play devil's advocate. Why is it our business to see their kid?
And I agree with that too.
It's not
It's
our
not.
business.
But you still have to, like you said earlier, you have to.
But just you gotta understand, like you can't be no novice to this. Like, to whom much is given, much is required. When you are put on a platform where you have access to all of this and all of that, and you can do and move certain ways, there is a requirement. It's a silent contractual agreement. Niggas are gonna be looking at your life, period. You are on display. You are asking for that attention.
But
You are-
requirement to who though? That's
Not
my
so,
question.
I mean, just
Like,
popular
if I-
opinion. The people that are buying your records, the people that are your
Nah,
consumers.
my kid's none of their business.
They're
If
none
I
of their-
had a kid, and then,
Beyonce had to go ahead and
But
kind of lessen up the grip.
that's one example though, and that's her choice. But that's,
That's
what I'm
her
saying.
choice,
But what I'm saying is, if I have a kid
Mhm.
and the family knows about it, if I'm talking to somebody, they know about it. The people who need to know about it. But if I never post my kid on Instagram, that don't mean I'm not hiding my kid. It's like it's none of y'all's business about my kid.
Right.
But people who need to know about my kid.
But that's fine. But we're talking about. I think what I'm understanding and where I'm coming from is like it's not sexy to have a 3-year-old and then I'm in a whole lingerie set talking about pop this pussy for a real nigga, and I got a 5-year-old at home. That is not
Hell no.
something that. Thank you. Like, let's be real. Like, that don't sell records.
I
That
get-
actually gives you a bad look, especially in the black community. Like, especially with the movement that we're going in the way we're going now, where we're a little bit more conscious than we have been in years prior. You know, so what I feel is like the reason why women are not just putting their kids out there yet. You can get to a certain type of stardom where it can be your choice, like Beyonce. But most of these women, like, they're not out here like publicly like putting out their kids unless they've hit a certain level of stardom,
So-
like a Summer Walker, like a Beyonce, you're not gonna see Juicy Fruit or certain women that are trying to still come up in the industry, having their kids all on the camera and stuff like that. No, like, we talking about drug trafficking and guns and all kind of shit, and that's not, kids and that don't mix. So I think we're trying to put like unrealistic expectations on why women don't go ahead and publicly post their kids. I mean, these two worlds don't mix. Then y'all gonna be calling us bad mothers, but y'all motherfuckers ain't even giving us child
A
support.
business is a business is a
Take care of
business,
these kids.
and
We gotta stop
the
putting people
music
around
industry
there.
is the music
Go ahead.
industry. You don't have to. You do not have to tell people you have children.
You
It's
don't.
not your job to tell people.
But-
I feel you, but at the same time, you answered your own question. It's just because it's not sexy to have a bunch of kids.
It's not
and
sexy.
contradict
That's why.
yourself.
That's why
So
only.
It's not sexy, but DJ Khaled posts his son on every album cover.
But he's not a
He's
girl. He's not a
he's not a
female.
woman.
He's not selling sex though either. Who the fuck?
Thank
fuck
you.
that?
Another one. Like, that's not sex. Another one.
Have you not heard his album? He gonna
Shout out
sell
to
sex
Khaled.
like everybody
Khaled
else.
not selling
Stop
sex,
selling.
boss. No.
Okay.
No.
I just use the music.
It's not the
He's
same.
selling major
Hold
keys.
on.
And there ain't sex involved in none of them.
No.
I just use that as an example because that's what I see a lot, but I've even seen it outside of the music industry, and to me that's problematic. It's like I was saying in the conversation, you having a conversation like, damn, that's crazy. Them kids do be like that. It's like, motherfucker, you got a kid. Make
Got
me
3 of
go
them.
away. I know a DJ got 5 kids. I ain't know that shit till recently.
Trip up.
Type shit. And it's just like, bro, I feel like you ain't gotta post it to some
Wishing no
social
kids on
media
the
like you
DJs,
saying.
you know. Don't be wishing no kids on the DJ. Man.
Like
No, you ain't gotta post it, but I feel like people who need to know should know.
Yeah, I'm actually a very discreet person.
That's all.
You don't need
Okay.
to know if I have a child or not. So.
That's all. But yeah, let's wrap this
Great
up.
talk today, guys. It actually turned out to be a very good podcast.
Excellent. Any closing thoughts? I'm not doing rapid fire. Any closing thoughts? Anybody got something quick they want to say? Anything? I hope every.
recording on UFOs.
You said UFOs. Oh, they here.
And make sure that if y'all got access to Costco, that y'all are not buying them strawberries. They got hepatitis A. Watch out, black folks.
I'm gonna go buy one and then sue.
But start
Just
to
act
grow
like
your
I
own
did.
shit. Black people
I'm
grow
not
your
gonna
own
eat it, though. Act
shit.
like I did.
Black people grow your own
Lawsuit.
shit. Be your own doctors. Like, because this world don't really care about you. Big Pharma is real.
And can we stop getting surgery because it's not healthy?
Wait.
These
We already
y'all-
covered
y'all-
Yeah, we
I
talked.
She wasn't even
heard.
here for that.
Yeah, we
But I
talked.
want fat reassignment surgery.
That's
But
what
you
That's
just
just fat reassignment surgery. I'm not putting no extra that ain't in
surgery,
here.
surgery. I mean,
I'm just taking the gut and putting it in the booty and then putting a little the extract
Sacrifice.
in the boot in the tip.
Sacrifice.
there's real sacrifice and there's play you sacrifice. Like I said earlier.
You know, I could grow.
Listen, well, we appreciate each and every last one of y'all coming out. We're at New Orleans Daiquiris to go, 7654 FM 78. Y'all get y'all a drink, get you a hookah, get you something. This is DJ Original over here. Follow him on the gram. Is your gram at DJ Original? It's at DJ Original.
Yeah, more.
Mine
More.
at
Fridays, yeah.
and more on Fridays. Come check my man out. At OG Magnifico, like, comment, and subscribe to the Cold Coffee YouTube page, the Human Network YouTube page, where the Cold Coffee Show is on. Love is love. Nothing in life is guaranteed, but everything is available. We love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Cold Coffee out.
Cold coffee. Who wants cold coffee? Maybe we're gonna make something new. Matter of fact, people gonna be drinking cold coffee all the time now.